Hello everyone. Today we are going to start a new chapter of physics, that is chapter 11, Human Eye and the Colorful World. And this chapter is also of your physics. And in last chapter we have learnt about light, reflection of light by mirrors, refraction of light by lenses, image formation, everything. And this chapter is somewhat related to that only. And this time I am going to teach you this chapter with the help of NCERT because this chapter is mainly theoretical and we need to go through line by line of the full chapter. So in the previous chapter I have told you about the refraction of light by the lenses. It is given in the first line that we are in the previous chapter about refraction of light by the lenses and the nature, position and relative size of the images formed by the lenses. And now in this chapter what we will learn? We will learn about the structure, functioning of the human eye, the defects, eye defects like myopia, hypermetropia, presbyopia, dual defect, cataract, all these defects we will learn. And it is given here that human eye is a valuable and sensitive sense organs. We have 5 sense organs and it is the most valuable and sensitive sense organ. And we can compare the human eye with a non-living thing, that is camera. Like in the camera, a light sensed screen is there, a lens is there. In our eyes also lens and screen is present. So we can compare it with camera. And its lens system forms the image on the light sensitive screen called retina. In our eyes, the screen is named as retina and the image is formed on this retina. It is light sensitive because on this screen many light sensitive cells are present, rods and cones, and when light falls on these cells, it forms a real and inverted image. I can show you the portion which is called retina in the diagram. You can see it is a light sensitive screen. This is a retina and the image is formed on this retina and the signals, electrical signals go through the optic nerve to our brain and brain interprets the things what we are looking at. And my dear students, the light enters through the transparent bulge, a thin membrane which is called cornea. Outside the eyeball, this thin membrane is present which is a transparent bulge. It is a cornea through which the light enters into the eyes because light is to be entered, because when light will enter it will fall on the retina and the light sensitive cells will get illuminated, activate and forms a real and inverted image on the retina. So it is a function of cornea. First we have written the function of retina, that it is a light sensitive screen on which the image is formed, and then we will write the function of cornea, that the light enters into the eye by the thin membrane which is called cornea. And what is the structure of this cornea? It is a transparent bulge in the front of the eyeball. This is a transparent bulge as you can see in the diagram. This is called cornea through which the light enters into the eyes. Now next thing is that the eye, the cornea, it is a thin because light is to be entered and it is a membrane like structure through which the light enters into the eyes and it forms a transparent bulge in front of the surface of eyeball. So it was all about cornea. I hope you've understood the retina and cornea. Now next thing is that what is the size and shape of the eyeball. Eyeball is approximately spherical in shape and its diameter is about 2.3 centimeters. So two questions here are coming, that what is the shape and what is the size of the eyeball. Shape is spherical and diameter is 2.3 centimeter. And most of the refraction of light or rays entering into the eyes occur at the outer surface of the cornea. We know that it is also one of the function of cornea. So cornea has two functions. One is light enters through the transparent thin membrane which is called cornea, and most of the refraction also takes place at this layer. Why refraction? Because when light rays will bend and then the image will be formed on retina. And we have a lens also. Now this lens is crystalline and it provides a finer adjustment of the focal length required to focus the object at different distances on the retina. So this is the function of the crystalline eye lens. We have a convex eye lens which is made up of fibers and proteins. This is a crystalline eye lens, and this provides a finer adjustments. Means we need to adjust the focal length of our lens, because image is to be formed on retina. So it means the V means image distance is fixed. So focal length is to be adjusted. We need to see the things which are nearby and which are far away also. So focal length of the eye lens is to be adjusted. So this lens is flexible. So it provides a finer adjustments for the focal length so that the image can be formed on retina. Now next thing is the behind the structure of the cornea there is one another thing that is called iris. Iris which is a dark muscular diaphragm which gives a color to our eyes. Our eyes means you can see some people have black color eyes, some have blue color eyes, some have brown color eyes, and that is due to the color of iris. Iris gives the color to our eyes. So iris is a dark muscular diaphragm which controls the size of the pupil. Pupil is what? Pupil through which the light enters into our eyes. That is called pupil, and the size of the pupil is adjusted by the dark muscular diaphragm which is called iris. It is behind the cornea, this portion. In the diagram also you can see the dark portion which is called iris, which controls the size of pupil. So that was the function of iris. Now what is the function of pupil? Pupil will regulate and control the amount of light entering into the eyes, because it is a hole, small hole like structure, and through which the light enters into the eyes. So when we see when the large amount of light is to be entered, this pupil gets relaxed, and when small amount of light is to be entered, it gets contract, and the eye lens forms an inverted and real image. This I have told you before also, that real and inverted image is formed on the retina, and retina is a delicate membrane having an enormous number of light sensitive cells. This also I have told you, light sensitive cells. The names of light sensitive cells are rods and cones. These light sensitive cells are present on the retina, and light sensitive cells get activated upon illumination and generate electrical signals. Illumination means when light falls on these light sensitive cells, these get illuminate matlab activate and generate the electrical signals, and these electrical signals are sent to the brain, because brain needs to interpret all the things via the optic nerve. So these are the light sensitive cells which get activated upon illumination. Illumination means when light falls on them and generate electrical signals, and these electrical signals are sent to the brain and via optic nerve. So this is the function of optic nerve, and then brain interprets the signals. Interprets means understand. Brain understand the things, because the image was real and inverted on the retina, but brain gives us the virtual and erect image. So this is the light sensitive screen which is called retina. Image is formed, light is entering, and the light sensitive cells get illuminated, activated, and forms electrical signals which are sent through the optic nerve to the brain, and brain interprets the things and process the information so that we perceive the objects as they are. As they are means the object is always virtual and the image was formed real and inverted, but the brain processes the information and we see the objects as they are, means virtual and erect. So this was the all functioning of the human eye, and you need to write all the functions of every part which is given in the labelings.